Hey everybody. Oops. Trying things a bit differently. For this Let's Play of Link to the Past. Yeah. So yes. I'm going to turn this down for me a bit. This is the Game Boy Advance version, by the way, which has all the content. And is also a retranslation. Long ago, in Hyrule, a beautiful kingdom surrounded by something, Legend Zelda, omnipotent and omniscient golden power, lay hidden. Who is hidden in a secret realm beyond the reach of men, but one day, a doorway to that realm was suddenly open to claim the golden power as their own. The people began to quarrel and fight. Many sought to enter the hidden golden land, as it holden if everyone knew it, but none returned. Instead, evil power began to issue forth from the dark portal. So the king commanded 7 sages to seal the gate and land of the golden power. Many brave knights were lost in the battle to protect the sages from the tides of evil, but the seal was cast. Evil flowed no more, and the seal would remain for all time, or so the people hoped. But when these events were... okay, you didn't even give me any chance to read that last line. Mode 7. A mysterious wizard known as Agrabah appeared from nowhere and absolutely incinerated all flesh-like objects on the king of Hyrule. He cast spells on the soldiers and kidnapped young maidens descended from the sages in order to break the seal. For some reason, he gave all the soldiers orange noses. That's how you can tell they're evil. They're clowns. But destiny fast approached the final maiden, the Princess Zelda. And that's that. So, starting a new game. Something I really like, because it means that you can redo certain things. So yes, Link to the Past, Game Boy Advance version. Meow, I'm going out for a bit, but I'll be back in the morning. Don't want you leaving the house until then. Go back to bed and wait for me to return. Just gonna call him Uncle Pablo. Even though you almost never see him ever again. I'm just going to ignore that chest, because nobody cares about that chest. We got the ability to pick up things. They added, I believe it's Young Link's voices from either Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time, or both. Or they recorded their own things. Who knows, though. Some people find it annoying, and it can be, but I just kind of easily grown accustomed to just sort of tuning it out. In a way. You go run around and talk to the soldiers if you want to learn a thing or two. You know, tutorial. If you wait around long enough, Zelda will start pointing you to that bush saying, "Hey, stupid, go pick that up." Ooh, that voice, Meow, is that you? I thought you were to wait at home. I was supposed to escape from destiny. Take the sword and shield. She'll teach you the secret techniques by the knights of... I'm going too fast. Basically, blah blah blah, I am dying. Go save Zelda. And that. And we got these little clown knights in here. and a chest, but we're just going to ignore that and pick up those magics. Because no one needs that chest, it's stinky and smelly and stupid. Now we got a couple different knights. There's ones here that have shields, which don't really do anything, and knives, which really don't do anything. They're just wandering around and do contact damage. But the ones with actual swords with their shields, as you can see, will start pursuing you if they catch sight of you. The blue ones have, I think 3 HP, while the green ones have 2. You don't really need the map of this dungeon, or really most of the dungeons. In fact, I don't even open up a map until I accidentally do it at some time, and I only really start using the maps in only a couple of dungeons really late in the game, if I can recall. The soundtrack in this game is really great, I'm not going to lie. You can ignore that chest if you really want, but I wouldn't suggest it, because you can get the Boomer Janger, which is hands down one of the tastiest weapons in any of the Zelda games ever. Like pretty much any game it appears in. And for those wondering, I do plan on eventually doing like every Zelda game except for the DS ones and Skyward Sword. Reason why for the DS ones, because I have no way of recording DS and I lack spirit tracks. And I don't exactly have $20 to drop for it. And I'm not that interested in it, especially since my normal DS anyway is busted up beyond belief. Which is also partially why I want to get a 3DS. But yeah. Thank you, Meow. I got a feeling you're getting close. You can pause that and read it at your leisure. But yeah, I'm not doing those because I can't really record them, you know? Because there's no DS player, sadly. Even though I'm pretty sure the Wii could easily handle it, because, you know, it has the pointer, the thing on the Wii that can easily act for the stylus. And I'm pretty sure the Final Fantasy III opening FMV will be like glorious on a full screen like that, you know? Especially the part with the behemoth, because it's kind of... it attracts from the experience a bit when you see basically a white bar across the behemoth's face, just because of the hinge of the DS. And I think it would just be cool to have something like that. Though I suppose the difficulty would be segregating the top screen from bottom screen on the screen. But I feel that could be easily done with perhaps like a customizable separation bar, where you can, or like default has some amount of pixels wide to show that the bottom half of the screen is the bottom screen, top is top, and I don't know, you can customize it like my Game Boy Advance player border here, This is my favorite border, by the way, so get used to it whenever I play a Game Boy Advance game. Yeah, something like that, you can sort of have a decoration. Though I would personally probably put it to a 1 pixel wide line if I couldn't just turn it off altogether. Just because I want the full FMV picture. It would just look fantastic, you know? Yeah, that FMV is probably what sold me on the DS's graphical capabilities. And it is actually one of the first games I actually had for the DS a long time ago. Along with Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and the Blue Rescue Team 1 and Rocket Slime, which I don't think they're going to come out with the 3DS Rocket Slime, the third one. Technically, Rocket Slime in the US is the second in the series. The first one is for the Game Boy Advance, and the third one's for the 3DS. I guess it's just not popular enough in the US to get a sequel. Which is a shame, because it's pretty fun. Yeah, top-down sort of platformer-ish sort of thing. You gotta try it for yourself. The beeping. If I remember right, Twilight Princess actually has the beeping far less annoying. And it's done. Speaking of which, I do have Twilight Princess recorded, by the way. If you haven't voted for seeing it next, then go to lowbiasgaming.net. Because whatever gets voted is what I'm going to be recording. Well, after Link to the Past. We're not really recording, commentating, because it's already recorded. I'm not a fan of the dark corridors in this game. I'm not an enormous fan of them in Twilight Princess either, but I sort of like them better than in Twilight Princess. Just adds a more exploration-y factor to things, since you really only have those sort of caves and the optional mini-dungeons scattered all over the world. But I'll get to that when we get to that. Though I can say now, I don't really show off many of them, just because the game took me 3 discs to record. You know, if I spent my time going after all the optional stuff, man, I probably would have been there for like 5 or 6. Princess Zelda, you are safe, and you're the one who rescued my dog. It's all thanks to you. Once I have finished, he begs to seal the 7 sages, a wave of evil power will ensue. Hyrule shall never know peace. Defeat the evil wizard before he can explode the world. And we have to get the Master Sword, which is the first instance of the Master Sword in the series. Or the original version, that is. And grab that, for the love of corn, grab it! Oh, yes. Sweet, glorious juices. Oy. There we go. I'm gonna pause it here, and I will see you next time for the next video. Have a groovy day. Goodbye.